October 2009. A newly elected Greek government opens the national books for a routine handover and finds a horror story. The budget deficit it inherited isn't the 6% the world was told. It's nearly 13, later revised even higher. Not a rounding error, a doubling. And here's the part that makes this episode different from every collapse we've covered. The warning signs weren't hidden in a secret 17th floor or a Mint's backroom. They were published, footnoted, and politely ignored for a decade by Athens, by Brussels, by the banks, by everyone whose job was to look. This is Greece, the bankruptcy that happened in plain sight. In 2001, Greece joined the euro, and overnight, something magical happened to its borrowing costs. For decades, lenders had charged Greece heavy interest. The drachma devalued, governments overspent, everyone knew the pattern. But inside the euro, markets began pricing Greek debt almost like German debt. Same currency, same risk, right? Greek 10-year bonds, once 8 points above Germany's, converged to a whisker. It was the cheapest money in Greek history, arriving at the exact moment discipline mattered most. Here's what most people don't know. To qualify for entry, Greece's numbers had been polished, including, famously, currency swaps arranged with a major American investment bank that moved debt just off the books. Legal at the time, fatal in time. What does a country do with unlimited cheap credit? Everything at once. Public wages roughly doubled over the decade. The 2004 Athens Olympics dazzled the world and cost multiples of its budget. Pensions grew generous even by European standards. Tax collection remained, let's say, optional. Evasion was a national sport nobody lost. None of this was secret. Eurostat, the EU's own statistics agency, repeatedly flagged Greek numbers it couldn't verify. The reports were published. The bond markets read them and kept lending at German-adjacent rates anyway. Why? Because everyone assumed what everyone always assumes in this series. Someone, Brussels, Berlin, somebody, would never let it fail. Then came October 2009, and the new government's confession. The real deficit was more than double the reported one. What followed was the fastest repricing of a sovereign in modern memory. Rating agencies cut Greece again and again. Bond yields climbed from 5% to 10, then past 25. Levels that don't mean expensive, but locked out. And now the euro's hidden trap snapped shut. A country with its own currency can devalue and print its way through crisis. Ugly, but survivable. You've watched half a season of it. Greece owed euros, a currency it could not print, at a value it could not move. Member of a club, master of nothing. In May 2010 came the first rescue, 110 billion euros from Europe and the IMF, the largest bailout in history at the time, followed by a second, larger one, and eventually the largest debt restructuring ever. cutting private bondholders' claims by more than half. The price was the deepest austerity a developed democracy has endured in peacetime. Wages and pensions slashed, taxes raised, spending gutted. The economy shrank by roughly a quarter depression scale. Unemployment passed 25%. Among the young, 1 in 2. A generation emigrated with degrees in their suitcases. And the debt ratio, the thing austerity was meant to fix, it rose because the economy shrank faster than the debt. The breaking point came in 2015. A new government elected to reject austerity called a referendum on the creditors' terms. Europe froze support. And for 3 weeks that July, Greek banks simply closed. Capital controls. 60 euros a day from the ATM for those who queued early enough. Pensioners wept outside locked branches on live television. The referendum roared no, and days later the government accepted terms anyway, because the alternative was leaving the euro with no money to print and no plan to survive the exit. Brexit died that summer. So did illusions on every side. Greece's warning sign is the quietest and most dangerous in this series. A shared currency without a shared budget means borrowed credibility, and borrowed credibility always gets margin called. When something looks safe only because of the company it keeps, check what happens on the day the company hesitates. That's true for countries and currency unions, and for anything in your life priced off someone else's guarantee. Tomorrow, the opposite experiment, a tiny island nation whose banks grew to 10 times its economy, and which did the one thing no one else dared. It let them die, and arrested the bankers, Iceland. A new fortune falls here every day. Subscribe.